Hey everyone, Mazda Demio here. This is a lap guide for Tokyo Expressway Central Outer Loop with the Mazda Demio. Let's get this started. Something to note is that you can do all this lap on 4th gear. So for this first turn, you want to start to turn in right before you pass this little yellow sign that is on the left. Once you start to turn in, go just under half throttle, and right after you pass the sign on the right, that is when you can start to fully accelerate. These next few turns right here can be taken at full throttle, but you want to be very careful with your steering. Don't steer too much, otherwise that will cause the car to not only understeer, but you will also lose speed, which will cost you time. This next turn is a little difficult as there isn't really a turning point. What I do is right after I reach the top of the ramp, that is when I start to turn in. Control your steering to make sure you don't hit the wall on either side, but at the same time, you want to make sure you get your turning point right, because let's say you turn in just a bit too late, you will have to steer the car more, which will lose you some speed. Then for this next turn, you want to use this sign on the left as your turning point. You will ease off the throttle, then trail brake for just a moment, so use just a little bit of braking, then control your throttle on the way out. Try to keep that turn clean, unlike how I do over here. Then you will ease off the throttle and turn in right before you start to pass the start of the squares that is on the pavement. Then make sure your car is going alongside the wall on the right before you can start to fully accelerate. You want to make sure your car is very clear of not hitting the wall on the left, as once again, it's going to cost you a lot of time. Then take these turns nice and cleanly. You don't need to steer too much through these turns over here. Then you will start to brake right before this tunnel right here ends. You'll be braking hard for just a moment, then trail brake for just a tiny moment. Then you will slowly start to accelerate your way out right before you pass this sign that is on the left over here. Not the first sign, but the second sign. Then for this final turn, you will ease off the throttle completely before the fence on the left turns into a wall. Don't forget that this car is a front engine front wheel drive, so it will understeer the moment you start to put in some throttle. Look for this first yellow sign that is on the right, as that will be your cue to start to fully accelerate, and you are good to go.